and successful protection have given Inagua National Park its amazing diversity of bird life.
In Harbour Island, North Middlesbrough, I'm Charles Fisher. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. From Studio A. It all starts right now. Welcome to What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain. Today is Tuesday, June 30th, and tonight we're talking creativity, talent, and the incredible achievements of Bahamians who are making their mark at home and abroad. Let's take a look at what's ahead. He graduated from Howard University with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Now, this young Bahamian is headed to New York University to study robotics and mechatronics. We'll find out what's driving his passion for engineering and how he's preparing to help shape the future. Plus, two emerging Bahamian artists are turning their passion into opportunity. Find out how a prestigious summer residency is helping them grow their craft, connect with mentors, and prepare to showcase their work on a big stage. And finally, it's time for Trend Tracker. We're taking you across America with the stories everyone's talking about, from a high-profile murder trial and a major Supreme Court ruling to LeBron's next move. Stay with us. We've got more lined up for you, so just stay right there. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Baked sandwich.
I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's pepper jack cheese. I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics. Welcome back. Some people see the world as it is. Engineers see what it could become. Our next guest has always been fascinated by how things work, and now that curiosity has taken him from the Bahamas to Howard University, where he graduated summa cum laude with a perfect 4.0 GPA in mechanical engineering. This fall, he'll take the next step, pursuing a master's degree in mechatronics and robotics at New York University, or NYU. Welcome, Jevon Pratt, to What's Trending.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here with us. So first of all, congratulations. A perfect 4.0 GPA is something most students only dream about. So when your name was called at graduation, what was that moment like for you?
Well, first of all, thank you. And in that moment, it didn't just feel like a me achievement. It felt like a Bahamian achievement.
Okay.
So what had happened was I had snuck in a large Bahamian flag. It was tucked away under my robe. And I pulled it out as I was walking over the stage, and I paraded it in front of the entire auditorium.
Okay.
And it always makes me immensely proud when I can take my individual achievement and use it to shine a spotlight on the Bahamas. Especially as a student studying in the United States with 15 other countries present in the auditorium. And I don't just mean in the sense of, oh, look at our beautiful beaches and look at how clean our waters are, but I mean, look at what this tiny nation is capable of, and look at what Bahamians can do. So aside from the whole culmination of 4 years of hard work, that was the real payoff for me in that moment.
I like that. So let's go back to the beginning. Were you always the kid taking things apart to see how they worked, or did you just develop a love for engineering over time?
Yeah, so my love for engineering started at a very early age. It started with Lego. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, my parents bought me a small Lego set, and I fell in love with it instantly. You know, I would initially build whatever the instruction manual was telling me to build, but then I would take it apart and build whatever came to my mind. And I grew up watching Transformers, so I built a lot of Transformers, and as I got more advanced pieces, I would start experimenting and building mechanical systems like drivetrains and gearboxes. And I also had a passion for mathematics, which would push me to learn more and more advanced math concepts in my own independent study.
And just because we're curious, how old are you now?
I'm 21.
Wow, that is a major accomplishment. So mechanical engineering is one thing, but now you're moving into robotics and mechatronics. So for those of us who don't live in your world of these concepts, what kind of problems are you hoping to solve?
Yeah, so in this day and age when people think of robotics and artificial intelligence, they think, oh, Skynet, and it's going to take over the world and enslave humanity.
You know, everybody's the Terminator, right?
Yeah. But the problems that I want to address, that I hope to address, are more localized. And it delves into the realm of automated robotics. Think of intelligent agents roaming about the islands and collecting waste, collecting trash, or venturing into the waters and inspecting coral reefs. There's also collaborative robotics. They work together with people to accomplish these tasks. See, I believe that robotics is most effectively used when you treat it as an augmentation of human ability instead of a replacement as a crutch.
That makes a lot of sense. So people may hear this 4.0 GPA and think, boy, you must have spent every waking hour studying. So what did your day-to-day life actually look like? And did you ever struggle to find that balance?
Yeah, so these days it's trendy, you know, pun intended, to study excessively for hours on end because it's what successful people do and you have to stay on the grind. So to answer your second question, initially I did struggle to find that balance, and it eventually took a toll on my mental health and even my physical health. I would spend hours looking at course material and even skip a few meals just to get a few more hours in. And while I made it through on the other side, I eventually came to realize that something had to change, especially considering that my program was getting harder and harder as the semesters were going by. So I had this 4-hour rule. So on average, a person is only productive for a total of 4 hours each day. So I'd structure my day around that. I would have 1 hour work and study sessions, and I do something new every hour. And in between each session is a very generous amount of downtime. So by the end of the day, I would have accomplished 4 hours of high quality work. Because if you try to push past that, it's kind of like cramming. You're doing a lot, but you're getting very little return. Yeah.
So outside of the classroom, you were conducting research, completing internships, and leading student organizations. Looking back, which experiences do you think helped shape you the most and why?
The experience that shaped me the most would be my internship with BPL. So for 2 summers, and this summer going on to 3, I worked at the Clifton Pier Power Station with the large marine engines that power the island. And engineering is no surprise that it's a very hands-on subject. Like, one half of engineering is learning the theory, but the other half is when you really grasp the concepts, when you can visualize them and see them in action. So just for a quick example, with the engines I was working with, they have this thing called heat exchanger. So instead of coolant, they circulate fresh water around the engine to remove heat from the engine, and then they remove the heat from the fresh water using seawater inside the heat exchanger. But the two fluids never mix, because I don't think it takes an engineer to tell you that you probably shouldn't be putting salt water in the engine, right? But I look at that system and I think, wow, that's convection. That's like what I learned in thermodynamics and heat transfer. And now these concepts are ingrained in my mind. And now when I return to the classroom, I have a firmer grasp. So I would advise any Bahamian that is looking to go into automotive, mechanical, or even aerospace engineering to look into getting an internship at Clifton Pier.
So Len, let's have a little fun. If someone gave you an unlimited funding to build one robot that could help solve a problem in the Bahamas, what would you create?
Well, you say one robot, but the problems that I want to address in the Bahamas are very large in scale. And with these complex problems, you typically have multiple robots. So if I had unlimited funding, I would actualize my vision for the Bahamas and develop a network of manufacturing robots. And this actually solves multiple issues for our country, because with a robotics-driven manufacturing sector, you can diversify the economy. Right? You can have multiple sources of income aside from tourism. You can also develop the family islands, attract Bahamians to move to the family islands, because now you need skilled laborers to build and maintain the robots. And you can also attract people, or Bahamians living abroad, to return home and contribute to the development of the nation.
You sound like you've really thought this one through.
Yes.
Well, Javon, it was definitely a pleasure spending time talking with you today. All the best, and congratulations again. All the best on headed to NYU in a little bit.
Thank you.
But continue to do well.
Thank you.
Well, when we come back, we meet 2 emerging artists stepping into an exciting and new opportunity.
I want to show you what paradise on earth really looks like. Imagine this. It's a hot summer day. You've been tanning all day. You just want a place to cool down.
This 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom villa sleeps up to 6 people with a fully equipped kitchen and living room. And if you're looking for relaxation,
look no further. Now the food, the pool, and the drinks are nice, but summer's coming up. Summer's coming up, and you need to get that body in check. Here at the Paradise Island Beach Club, they have a fully equipped 24-hour gym, ensuring that summer body is in check.
We went down to the beach for a little bit. Very relaxing. Definitely gonna come back.
Always have a good time at the pool bar, always have a good time at the pool, and then, you know, to be able to walk down less than a minute walk to the beach is unbelievable.
Just like these drinks, life really is sweet at Paradise Island Beach Club.
Cheers to that.
Isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? Ah, you haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
Great art does more than fill a canvas. It tells stories, sparks conversations, and preserves who we are.
Culture and Color, presented by Dungaluk Studios Art Gallery.
Our next two guests are emerging Bahamian artists who are taking an exciting step in their creative journeys. Through the Fuse Artist Residency at Bahamar, they're spending the summer developing their skills, collaborating with established artists, and preparing to showcase their work at the Fuse Art Fair later this year. Welcome Melissa Pinder and Keith Ferguson to What's Trending, and congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, Alyssa, let's start with you. Take us back to the moment that you found out that you'd been selected. What was your first reaction, and who was the first person you shared the news with?
For me, it was definitely relief. I just really wanted to get it. It's such an amazing opportunity. So I immediately called my mother and was like, it's amazing, I got it.
I could feel the excitement, right? So for anyone who's never heard about an artist residency before, what exactly is it, and what's a typical day like for you?
So an artist residency, it's almost like an internship. We are given a space, a studio to work in. We're given materials and mentorship, and we're given the creative freedom to just create what it is that we have proposed to them. So a normal day, I get into Bahamar at the Echo Studio, and I just sort of run through what I want to get accomplished for the day. I'm doing some experimentation, so it's a bit different from my usual workflow, but
it sounds like you're challenging yourself.
Yes.
So Keith, let us bring you into the conversation. So every artist has a unique style. So if we walked into your studio today, what kinds of stories, emotions, or themes would be reflected in your work?
So through my pieces, I always like to play around. I always like to experiment. I always like to push what we overlook, things that in our nature that we often overlook, plant materials, prints, dyes. I like to evolve. I think that's, yeah.
That is interesting. So one of the biggest benefits of this residency is learning from established Bahamian artists. And has there been a lesson or conversation that's really changed the way you think about your work, Keith?
I think just learning that the government really wants to fund creatives. It really wants me, it evokes a lot of emotions just to really want to push myself even further, knowing that I am being sponsored and being pushed and backed by a system that wants these things in place.
I like that. So Alyssa, creating art is one thing, but talking about your work and connecting with an audience is another. So has this residency helped build your confidence in that area, or this is like just another thing you're doing?
Oh, definitely. I'm a bit more on the reserved side. So with the help of our mentors, John Cox, Holly Parati, all of them at the gallery, the studio, they've really helped me, pushed me to be more communicative about my work and my process, which I wouldn't have gotten the chance to figure out otherwise.
That makes a lot of sense. And Keith, your work will be featured at the Fuse Art Fair later this year. So how exciting, or maybe even nerve-wracking, is that, knowing that people will experience something that you've created?
It's exciting. I am pleased to showcase I'm very new on the scene, and I'm so pleased and excited to showcase what we can do with natural dyes and just my mediums, and I'm so excited, really.
And for both of you, has anything about this residency surprised you, maybe something you weren't expecting when you first applied?
For me, I wasn't expecting how in-depth it would be. Like, they've really integrated us into the system that is Bahamar and the current and Echo ecosystem. So it really feels like we're a part of the team there, which I was surprised by.
Now, what about you, Keith?
And the support and the backing, and it's so surprising how we're all really connected now, and it's going on like 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
So both of you, looking ahead 5 years from now, what do you hope this opportunity has helped you to achieve?
I hope that 5 years from now we'll have opened more doors for other young artists like ourselves and encouraged them to break out of their shell and put themselves out there because the opportunities are there.
You, Keith?
And for me, it's the fact that we can make art that is more sustainable. And that's what our proposal really was. And I would love to see just more art that caters to more sustainable practices.
Well, thank you, Alyssa and Keith, for joining us this evening. And again, congratulations on being selected for the Fuse Artist Residency. And we wish you all the best as you continue your work.
Thank you.
Well, after the break, it's time for Trend Tracker. Stay with us.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
No passport, no problem. We're traveling across the waters to bring you today's biggest stories. Welcome to Trend Tracker. When sports, true crime, and a high-profile trial collide, people pay attention, and this case has the world watching. Former NFL scout Blouse Taylor is back in the headlines with this high-profile murder trial that continues in Tennessee. Prosecutors allege Taylor poisoned his pregnant girlfriend, Jade Benning, leading to her death and that of her unborn child. Taylor has pleaded not guilty. As jurors continue to hear testimony, the case remains one of the most closely watched trials in the U.S. A reminder that it's the evidence presented in court, not public opinion, that will determine the verdict. Well, while one courtroom is deciding a criminal case, the highest court in the U.S. has just handed down a ruling that could shape the future of immigration policy. Can a president change the Constitution with the stroke of a pen? The U.S. Supreme Court says no. In a 6-3 decision, the court struck down President Donald Trump's executive order aimed at limiting birthright citizenship, ruling that the 14th Amendment still guarantees citizenship to nearly everyone born on U.S. soil. The takeaway? An executive order can change policy, but it can't override the U.S. Constitution. From politics to hoops, one of the biggest names in basketball is making some major headlines of his own. The NBA world is buzzing after reports that LeBron James has told the Los Angeles Lakers that he won't return for the 2026-2027 season. While nothing is official yet, early speculation has fans wondering if the four-time NBA champion could be taking his talents to the Golden State Warriors. For now, it's all just rumors. What one thing's for sure, NBA free agency just got a whole lot more interesting. Let's wait and see. Now it's time to trade breaking news for binge-worthy news. Here's what to watch. One of today's what to watch picks is The Bear. The Emmy-winning series is now streaming its fifth and final season as Carmi and his team race to serve up a memorable finale. All 8 episodes are available to binge now, and early reviews say this is one dish you won't want to miss. And finally, let's wrap things up with a movie that's bringing a little nostalgia back to the big screen. Woody, Buzz, Jessie, Rex, Ham, and the rest of the Toy Box gang are back on the big screen in a brand new adventure that explores how classic toys compete for attention in today's digital world. Now playing in theaters, Toy Story 5 is quickly becoming one of the summer's biggest family hits. Well, thanks for joining us for Trend Tracker. Until next time, stay informed, stay entertained, and we'll keep tracking the stories everyone's talking about. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this with more What's Trending.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Heaven, I'm in heaven. And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in the parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, that's no parking. Look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park him. Don't park him. Yeah, that's how they got. No, you can't park him on the gap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. On the gap spot, Boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, bro.
I tell you we shouldn't park here.
Don't get one of these things. My bad, big bro. And he got a sticker inside to say this model. We gotta move. This is a honey gas. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
On Wednesday's show, we take a closer look at preserving the sounds of our culture and how rake and scrape is being passed down to the next generation. And that's a wrap for What's Trending. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Until then, stay connected.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction through sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself. Stay focused. Use basketball. Don't let basketball use you. I love the game. The game has been good to me, and I just want to give back to the young people who have opportunity so the game can be good to them. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corvell Pyfrom. This is ZNS.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Grand Bahama turning a new page. The island's minister says billions in investments are helping to reshape the economy. Also, the Minister of National Security lays out his top priorities for the new term. And police are investigating a shooting that has left a man in serious condition.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, is providing an update on some of the island's most high-profile redevelopment projects, from the acquisition of the International Bazaar to the sale of the Grand Lucaine Resort. The Minister says both initiatives continue to move forward. We have the details in tonight's top story. The acquisition of the International Bazaar is moving forward. According to the Minister for Grand Bahama, an agreement has been reached with the payment process expected to begin in the coming days.
The process of payment should begin over the next, I would say, 10 days or so. And so we are right there. We have already acquired the Harcourt property, which is the Princess Tower and Casino. And so that part of it is done. We would have already acquired the 4.365 acres of land, which was the West Sunrise Highway, for the reopening of that road, because the residents of Grand Bahama have appealed for that to be done for, I would say, almost 20 years. And so things are moving ahead. I am very, very excited.
The minister says a new board, AC MLC GB Limited, has now been established to oversee the project. She adds that a $1.86 million project preparation facility through AfriExim Bank will fund the architectural and planning work. The government purchased the International Bazaar for $2.88 million, while the adjacent Harcourt property was acquired for $1 million. The minister describes the redevelopment as a game changer for Grand Bahama's economy.
Because it isn't just this Afro-Caribbean marketplace that will be represented by 55 African countries, 20 Caribbean countries, 16 islands of the Bahamas, where these are permanent pavilions to display, their goods. You get the best of what these countries have to offer, but it's also the logistics part of it, where the goods would come from Africa, from the Caribbean countries for redistribution to the rest of the world.
But perhaps the project attracting the greatest public interest is the sale of the Grand Lucaine Resort. The minister says that transaction is also moving steadily forward, with more details expected as the process continues.
I know the Director of Investment, she would have recently had meetings with other stakeholders on Grand Bahama Island, including MSC, including the Port Authority and all that. So I think she'll be able to give you further details, but it's moving ahead, and we look forward to when that will, be fully completed and open for the benefit of the people of Grand Bahama Island.
In other news, the National Security Minister, the Honorable Miles LaRota, is beginning to outline his priorities as he settles into his new portfolio. During a visit to Grand Bahama, he spoke about some of the areas he believes require immediate attention. Our Sherelle Dames has the details.
The shortage of fire trucks, particularly on Grand Bahama, has been a long-standing concern for residents. During major fires, including recent brush fires, local industrial companies and corporate partners have often been called upon to assist due to limited fire department resources. Now, National Security Minister, the Honorable Miles LaRota, says the government is taking steps to address the issue.
We have about 20 that's going to be on order for the fire department.
The minister says strengthening public safety, improving infrastructure, and ensuring the country's security agencies have the support they need are among his ministry's area of focus.
This is one of the issues that we're going to be dealing with. First of all, as I said in my speech, that the police can't be everywhere all the time. And so we require assistance not only from the public, but other professionals. The private security firms provide invaluable service to us.
Meanwhile, he acknowledged the previous minister's advancement in the national security sector, including investments in vehicles, equipment, and body cameras. However, Minister LaRota says infrastructure remains an area requiring continued attention.
I'm still doing my tours of police facilities. I'll be following that up with the Defense Force facilities, not only here in Grand Bahama, but also in Abaco and in Bimini. But there is a need throughout the Bahamas for improved facilities of the police stations in particular. I've been getting a lot of requests for that. So I want to see firsthand, and I know the government is committed to not only repairing these police stations, fire stations, but also building new ones.
The minister says these efforts and initiatives form part of the government's broader plan to strengthen the country's national security network and enhance emergency response capabilities. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Well, police say they are actively pursuing several leads after a man was found with apparent gunshot wounds at the old Freetown farm in East Grand Bahama early Tuesday morning. Officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department, Superintendent Nicholas Johnson, says officers and emergency medical services personnel responded to the property shortly after 5 a.m. following reports of an injured man. Upon arrival, they located the victim suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds.
On arrival at the location, they were directed to an area on the property where officers observed an adult male who appeared to be suffering from suspected gunshot injuries about the body. As a result, EMS quickly jumped into action and rendered medical assistance to the male and later transported him to Tehran Memorial Hospital, where he is presently in stable condition. An investigation has been launched into this incident to determine how this male received his injuries.
Now, investigators have remained tight-lipped about the circumstances surrounding the shooting, saying releasing additional details at this stage could compromise their investigation. Police did confirm, however, that the victim is known to law enforcement and are now appealing to the public for any information that could help move the case forward.
The victim in that matter is known to the police, and he's between the age of 45 and 50. As a result, we are appealing to members of the public. Anyone who may have any information, to please contact 911, the Criminal Investigation Department at 350, or your nearest police station.
Well, a Grand Bahama family is grieving tonight after a 30-year-old Brandon Williams was killed in a traffic accident in Abaco. Remembered for his vibrant personality, caring heart, and infectious smile, Williams's loved ones are celebrating the life he lived while coming to terms with his death. As police continue investigations into the fatal collision, his family is urging motorists to slow down and drive with greater care. Shalia Roll has the story.
Full of life, caring, and known for a smile that could light up any room. Those are just some of the words family members used to describe 30-year-old Brandon Williams, the latest victim of a tragic traffic fatality in Abaco. As loved ones struggle to come to terms with his sudden passing, they say Williams lived each day to the fullest, embracing every moment and leaving behind memories that will never be forgotten.
He was definitely someone that kept a smile on everyone's face.
Everybody knew Brandon as he would show up when you least expect him to show up. One call away, sweet, loving, bubbly, Full of life. Exactly that. He was someone you had to love.
Preliminary reports indicate that shortly after 7 a.m., officers responded to a report of two-vehicle collision along Ernestine Highway. Upon arrival, they found both vehicles overturned and extensively damaged. Police say the driver of a silver Nissan Note was ejected during the collision and was found unresponsive at the scene. Emergency medical personnel examined the victim but found no signs of life, pronouncing him dead at the scene. He has since been identified as Brandon Williams. His family says Brandon never worried much about tomorrow. Instead, he chose to enjoy life one day at a time. While they often encouraged him to think about the future, they say he was happiest living in the present. Today, they hope he will be remembered not for the way he died, but for the love, kindness, and joy he shared with everyone he met.
Remember that big smile that he always had on his face.
I want my brother to be remembered as a loving, caring young man who was just so full of life. Right?
Now left with treasured memories, Brandon's family says if they could speak to him one last time, they would simply tell him to slow down and remind him just how deeply he was loved.
Just know that we love you.
Slow down. And not only slow down in vehicles, but just slow down in life.
You know, I loved him in life, and I would love him more even in death. You didn't slow down. Take it easy.
As they mourn the loss of a beloved brother, uncle, nephew, and friend, the family is urging all motorists to drive with patience, caution, and care, hoping no other family has to endure the heartbreak they are now facing. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Thanks so much for that report. We do wish family condolences. Well, as the Bahamas continues to mourn the lives lost in a series of traffic fatalities, the grief has reached far beyond the families directly affected and now touches the heart of the community. Faith leaders are now calling on the nation to unite in prayer, compassion, and support, while encouraging young people to make safe choices as communities struggle to come to terms with the heartbreaking losses. Our Sherelle Dames reports.
That touches me in a deep way, that there are teenagers, right, that never made it home.
As families, friends, loved ones, and even strangers share in the grief of lives lost as a result of the tragic accidents over the past several days, the heartbreak is being felt across the country. The first accident taking place on Grand Bahama, claiming the life of a young mother, Nika Julian. Then news broke of a car carrying 8 passengers slamming into a tree and claiming the lives of 14 girls while leaving the others injured. Monday morning, another family was stricken with grief as a car accident in Abaco claimed the life of Brandon Williams. And Tuesday morning in New Providence, a traffic accident claimed the life of a 23-year-old man. With many searching for comfort in the face of unimaginable loss, President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council say now is the time to extend compassion and support those whose lives have been changed forever.
The entire faith community grieves with them and mourns with them, and that they are in our thoughts and they are in our prayers.
Church leaders say this is also a moment for Bahamians to be mindful of how they respond to tragedy, encouraging the public to show kindness and respect the privacy of grieving families.
The reality is that we're living in a socially deprived era when compassion seems to come out of the window and people have no problem displaying wounds and hurts of others on social media without any sense of care. And so we have to be very sensitive to this.
While offering words of encouragement, pastors are also appealing directly to the nation's youth. As many students enjoy their summer break, they hope this painful chapter serves as a reminder that every decision made on the road carries consequences.
I'm not going to be here on this occasion and say to the young people, don't enjoy yourself. I want you to enjoy life. Enjoy it to the fullest. But I want you to also remember that in enjoying life, you are to be focused. You are to be careful, especially on our streets.
Now, one thing that is interesting to note of the 7 victims that perished in the string of traffic accidents is that all of them were under the age of 31. And as the country continues to mourn the loss of these young lives gone too soon, ministers say healing will take time. However, with a renewed commitment to caring for one another, we will get through navigating the difficult days ahead. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dane.
And still to come.
The Rand Memorial Hospital receiving critical medical equipment thanks to the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama. That story, sports, and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
The Welcoming Home Week of Events presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama kicks off on Wednesday, July 1st with the Down Home Fish Fry DJ Showcase Bahamian Edition. It all takes place at Outriggers in Smith Point. Come out and enjoy Bahamian food and music by Tico T, DJ Future, DJ Freeze, and Just Ride Benji. Showcase starts at 8 p.m.
CompuSec Printing is making room for summer with a massive store-wide sale. Get 30% off in stock items only now through July 31st. Save on shirts, hats, souvenirs, flags, indoor flagpoles, and more. Visit CompuSec Printing, West Atlantic Drive, Freeport. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 2.
Hey, I'm a big deal. I'm a 19-foot Panga boat fishing package, complete with engine, trailer, and accessories. So pull up, hook up, and drop me in the ocean, and let's work. Just in time for lobster season.
Fresh oil, fresh fire. Join the School of Prophetic Ministry Hawksville for 2 Holy Ghost-filled nights of crusade, July 13th and 14th, 2026 at 7:30 Night Play. Guest speaker will be Bishop Steve Daniels of Shallow Missionary Baptist Church, Minnesota. Fresh oil, fresh fire crusade, July 13th and 14th at the School of Prophetic Ministry. See you there.
It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to our first Hardware and Home Expo.
CIBC Caribbean is here. We're happy to be a sponsor of this event, and of course, we're looking forward to year number 2.
We just want to introduce the community to our new product and service, Arctic Solutions.
We are Acacia Groves, and the parent company is San Jose Construction.
So we're just here for persons who want some sort of legal advice.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Through a collaborative effort between Coakley International and the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama, the Rand Memorial Hospital is receiving a new EKG machine. The near $7,000 machine aims to provide upgraded diagnostic, screening, and testing for the hospital's daily operations, according to Senior Assistant Administrator Adelicia Campbell.
Because of the high volume of patients that we do see on a day-to-day basis, this comes in very, very, very handy and at a very appropriate time, simply because it's a new, updated machine. It's brand new, and it is one of the higher versions of the EKG machine.
Coakley of Coakley International and David Mackey of Rotary Club of Grand Bahama expressing their pride in their role in the hospital's upgrade assistance.
Rotary Club reached out to us and said, hey, we need
to get this machine. The hospital needs it. And the difference between Coakley International and some of the other hotel developers is I am actually Bahamian. So I have a fiduciary responsibility to do as much as I can do in the community as possible.
We were able to upgrade the hospital with a new machine, with newer technology to be able to achieve what needs to be achieved, because you never know when you might need such services.
Well, the playing field of 8 Mile Rock St. Stephen's Parish is embracing a new namesake following a ceremony on the field's grounds. The field is now renamed in honor of late Archbishop, the Most Reverend Drexel Gomez. Providing special remarks is Archbishop of Diocese of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, the Right Reverend and Right Honorable Leish Boyd. He remembers Gomez as a passionate and supportive companion throughout their friendship.
Upon his retirement as Bishop of this diocese, and then Archbishop of the province, Archbishop Drexel continued to serve as an assistant bishop. And as I've always said of both he and Bishop Gilbert Thompson, they were extremely supportive to the current bishop, that's me, and helped me in many, 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 many ways, for which I shall always be grateful.
Boyd additionally congratulates the parish for honoring the legacy of Gomez as well as the completion of the long-tenured project.
We are therefore delighted to be able to join with you, Father Burton, and the people of this parish in giving this space officially its designation as the Drexel Wellington Gomez Park. Congratulations on your conception and upon bringing this age-old project to a conclusion.
We call you on the Facebook friend of the night. I didn't see you to work today, so I know you're enjoying your day. Congratulations and happy belated birthday to you. And that is a look at stories making news. Don't go away. Shane Stubbs is coming your way next with your check on sports.
Cabinets play a major role in both the function and appearance of your home. To keep them looking their best, wipe spills as soon as they happen and clean surfaces regularly using a soft cloth and mild soap. Avoid hanging excessive weight on cabinet doors and periodically check hinges and hardware to make sure everything stays secure. With proper care, quality cabinetry can continue looking beautiful and performing well for many years to come. Quality products deserve quality care. Coned Bahamas.
See news in the making? Call us at 3529713 or 3595167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Calling all GBCHS and MSSCA Crusaders. Get ready for the 60th Jubilee Reunion, July 10th through the 12th. Reconnect, celebrate, and relive the legacy. Crusaders never say die. Excellence, honor, and truth. Faith, brotherhood, and pride.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you gain. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody
does
it better.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. Day one of the Island Life Invitational certainly lived up to the hype. BNB Galaxy erased an 11-point deficit to defeat the Sunland Stingers 31-28. Here's Coach Devon Rigby on how his team got it done.
We had more smaller fellas, but we was managed to pull through. It basically went off skill, height, and defense, and discipline. Once we get all that together, and I noted that my boys, they were ready to actually play basketball and compete, that's what will help us.
The Sunrise Prep Ravens face a tough test in the City of Freeport Council All-Stars. Passing is all that matters, right? Well, they do just that by getting the W 37-33.
They played 50-50 for me today. Rebound, defense, sharing the ball offensively. It's critical. To play championship ball, you can't give up more than one or two shots. Okay, and so I'm happy with the outcome, but I think we could play a lot better.
Now, pool play continues Wednesday afternoon with the playoffs set for Thursday morning at the St. George's Gymnasium. Sticking with hoops, the men's national basketball team getting some reps in as they prepare for their pair of FIBA World Cup qualifier games on July 3rd and 6th. Video coordinator Willis Mackey Jr. says practices have been high energy, especially with the roster of players, which includes stars like Shavano Buddy Hield, VJ Edgecombe, and Eric Gordon, and more. The team takes on Jamaica on July 3rd and Puerto Rico on July 6th in New Providence.
So you got guys like Buddy, you got guys like Eric that's sacrificing and really coming out here to pretty much pour into the next generation. And our young guys have just been sponges, just taking in everything we've been doing and just been great. Just been the right energy, the right approach, and I think we have something so special for the future.
And in youth flag football, the Nassau All-Stars swept the junior and senior divisions during the Shockwave Elite Battle for Grand Bahama. Nassau defeated the Thunder in the junior bracket 21-6. Cameron Deal Coakley led the way and was named the MVP. Nassau would blank the Green Machine on the senior side. The points came in bunches, leading to a 31-0 win. Christopher Monroe was credited as the MVP. And that's my time, everyone, but your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Don't get distracted because you've come too far.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Saturday, July 4th, downtown Freeport comes alive with the Welcoming Home Grand Bahama Cultural Festival presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama. Performances by the UB North Wing Pop Band, Shine 242, Avi, Mama D, Recon Bahamas, Sherrod Taylor, and Wilfred Solomon. Show starts at 7 p.m.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Fresh oil, fresh fire. Join the School of Prophetic Ministry Hawksville for 2 Holy Ghost Filled Nights of Crusade, July 13th and 14th, 2026 at 7:30 nightly. Guest speaker will be Bishop Steve Daniels of Shallow Missionary Baptist Church, Minnesota. Fresh oil, fresh fire crusade, July 13th and 14th at the School of Prophetic Ministry. See you there.
Every year, hurricane season returns.
The water started coming, the generator, everything started just moving. The noise was ferocious where things was just collapsing as the water took it in a matter of seconds. And then I heard this banging to the ceiling. That was my neighbor. She said, hey, you wake, water coming in.
One storm can change everything.
Now we in trouble. Abaco is over. We can't do, the power plant is gone. There's no food stores, there's no water, nothing.
The question isn't if another storm will come. The question is, will you be prepared when it does?
Plan for the worst and pray for the best.
Before the storm.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Gymnastics requires discipline, dedication, and a strong sense of balance, just like doing good in our community. In gymnastics, every move counts. Every step, every leap, every turn. Just like in our communities, where every action, every act of kindness, every effort to help makes a difference.
I am the creator of Posh Girl Symposium. Posh is a symposium for 5th and 6th graders at Queens College where they are encouraged to be more passionate, optimistic, strong, and healthy, and stamp out hunger. We collect unused quality stamps to feed the hungry. Some people don't have the basic necessity of food, so I wanted to be able to help.
Be the balance, the strength, and the grace your community needs. Together, we can achieve greatness.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, loved ones of Sunday's traffic mishap meet at the office of the Prime Minister. Plus, red flags of domestic abuse. 2 female advocates cheered the warning signs, and unemployment figures are out. Tune in to find out how many people are working and just how many are still jobless. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. 2 days after that tragic multiple traffic fatality on Shirley Street that ended the lives of 4 teenagers, grieving family members met today with the Prime Minister and members of the Cabinet. Altaviz Munnings joins us in studio with more on how the Prime Minister plans to help these families, many of them from his constituency.
And good evening to you. During the meeting, our news team was informed that the Prime Minister offered his condolences to the families and assured them that the government stands ready to provide support during this difficult time. He also recommended that grief counseling be made available to impacted Cat Island residents as the entire community continues to grapple with this devastating loss. Additionally, the government has offered financial assistance to help the families meet the costs associated with laying their loved ones to rest. Now, the meeting took place just before the weekly cabinet session, where several cabinet ministers also extended their sympathies to the 7 or 8 family members in attendance at the office of the Prime Minister this morning. Meanwhile, the people of Cat Island are rallying around the bereaved families in a show of unity and support. The tragedy has been described as a profound loss for the entire Cat Island community. Many say the young lives held tremendous promise and were poised to make a lasting contribution to their island, making their deaths an even greater heartbreak for those left behind. Reporting in studio for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Alto. Meantime, the victims of this tragedy are starting to be remembered by those who knew them and who are feeling this loss most. A memorial erected at the site today, and even though it marks the place of painful memories, loved ones are choosing instead to remember these young women for the joy and happiness their lives met. Corbel Pyfram tells us more.
Continues to deepen for the families, friends, and communities still struggling with this devastating loss. On Tuesday, some of those mourning the victims gathered at the crash site to create a makeshift memorial. Among those paying their respects were Felicia Thurston Roll and Mandy Major, who say the memorial is a small but meaningful way to honor the girls and ensure their memories live on.
I mean, this is so sad for all of us, and so young, so promising, and to be taken so tragically.
Beautiful souls. I had the privilege to meet all 2 of them, Diamond and Sneha. Actually, Sneha is my godchild. They're beautiful, beautiful angels. They're angels.
The loss, says Thurston Roll, is especially felt profoundly in the quaint community of Cat Island, where several of the victims live.
No one is doing well at this point. No one. The children are heartbroken. Right now in Cat Island, Director's Store is having a band session where the kids are receiving counseling and, you know, just being there for one another. So right now, Cat Island is just in a sad mood.
A vigil is expected to take place on Kid Island on Wednesday. Sunday's crash killed 17-year-old Diamond Stubbs, 18-year-old Badrika Brown, Stania Webb, also 18, and 19-year-old Evelina Johnson. 4 other people, including Thurston Roll's nephew, were also injured in that deadly collision.
We just continue to ask for prayers for all of the families and all of those that are, recuperating in hospital. We're praying for them that God would give them full recovery.
Freetown Member of Parliament Lincoln Deal also visiting the site where this incident occurred. A portion of Shirley Street where the incident occurred is in his constituency.
We lost young women who were educated, striving, looking to do something significant in their lives. And so it is heartbreaking to see what happened. And once again, my prayers are with the families. And I'm hoping that moving forward, we talk more about road safety. We talk about putting measures and precautions in place to ensure that our young people and our new drivers understand the importance of safe driving.
In the short space of time that this makeshift memorial has been erected, it is already beginning to stop traffic. And that is just perfectly fine with those who put it together. Their hope is that the victims of Sunday's fatal crash are never forgotten. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Well, thanks, Corvell. Meantime, we now know the identity of the 4th victim in Sunday's traffic collision. Police confirming that she is the 19-year-old female, a relative reported missing on Monday. According to the cousin, Evelina Johnson had not been seen nor heard from since Sunday. She was last spotted in the Adelaide Village area. A missing persons flyer was subsequently issued, seeking the public's assistance in locating her. Sadly, Ms. Johnson was positively identified by family members just this morning as one of the victims of the Shirley and Church Streets crash. Meantime, the Ministry of Works is moving ahead with a major road repair initiative aimed at tackling the growing number of potholes across New Providence. Among the areas to receive attention, the stretch of road where Sunday's deadly traffic accident claimed 4 lives. Work crews completing repairs there today. Minister of Works, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, stressed, though, the timing of the repairs should not be misconstrued. He urged the public not to speculate about the cause of the crash or draw a connection between the road work and the tragedy, while reminding Bahamians to remain respectful of the families.
You have families that are mourning, 5 young ladies that have passed away with their life ahead of them. I don't think it's fair to me, to them, to anyone who has a child, to try to tailor this tragedy to speak on who's to blame, what's to blame, because the reality is nobody who's lost someone cares about how it happened. They're concerned that the one they love isn't there anymore.
Minister Sweeting says outside of Shirley Street, there exists more than 1,000 miles of roads across New Providence with a much-needed change in the pipeline to expedite road work.
We have entered into a PPP in New Providence along with Baja Mix, and we've also contracted numerous small contractors. I think up to 12 have been paving from January to now throughout New Providence. Within 6 months, you'll see a new way of road patching that will allow us to patch 100 potholes within a day instead of 5 to 10, how we're currently doing it.
4 traffic mishaps, 7 fatalities, 3 days. Police returning to what in recent days has become an all-too-familiar scene following reports of another traffic collision here in the capital after 6 this morning. According to ASP Lakeisha Sawyer, here's what initial investigations have revealed.
A black Jeep driven by a female was traveling east, and a blue Suzuki Swift driven by a male was traveling west on Coral Harbor Road when the collision occurred. After the collision, the vehicle would have spun, causing the male to be ejected from the vehicle. EMS responded and did a preliminary examination of the body and pronounced the victim lifeless. At this time, based on our investigations, extensive damages to the vehicle would have shown that speed was, in fact, a factor in this accident.
Now, as for the female driver, she was taken to hospital. This latest tragedy coming with a renewed appeal for motorists to exercise due care and attention.
We are doing numerous road checks on the road. We wish to advise you to stay within the speed limit and be cautious of being on your phone whilst driving.
In other news tonight, police are investigating an alleged kidnapping involving a 29-year-old woman who officers say was abducted by her former boyfriend on Monday before escaping with the help of a concerned citizen. While the investigation continues, advocates say the case highlights a troubling reality. The period after a relationship ends can be one of the most dangerous for victims of intimate partner violence. Our Leah Cooper has more.
Police say what began as an attempt to exchange information from an old cell phone quickly turned into a terrifying ordeal. According to investigators, the woman ended her relationship with the suspect in May. On Monday, police say she agreed to meet him at a shopping plaza on Carmichael Road. Officers allege the man forced his way into her vehicle, drove off with her inside, and assaulted her before managed to escape after a concerned citizen distracted the suspect. Police later arrested the 29-year-old man, who remains in custody as investigators continue their inquiries.
The period after breakup or separation can be a particularly vulnerable time, especially in relationships where there has been a pattern of control, coercion, or abuse. Even in healthy relationships, endings can trigger strong emotional reactions because of the attachment and investment involved.
Women United founder Podesta Moore sends this message to those that may be in similar situations.
Having a past relationship with somebody doesn't automatically give you consent to them whenever you feel like you should have consent. You know, you still have to ask permission every time. If somebody decides that they want to just give it and give it, then it's up to them. But you don't automatically have the right to any individual because you had a past relationship with that individual.
Advocates encourage anyone who feels unsafe after ending a relationship to avoid meeting an ex-partner alone. Choose public or secure locations when exchanges are unavoidable. Let someone know where they're going and contact police if they believe they're in immediate danger. Moore commends the woman for having the courage to report this incident.
I want to say, you know, congratulations to this young woman or any women who, you know, ring the bell and sound the alarm when things like this happen. Because sometimes you could feel like, oh, it's my fault, I'm at blame for what happened. But the courage it takes for you to come forward and report that and even try to fight it off, I think it's commendable. And so we want to say thank you so very much for doing that. It encourages other women.
As this investigation continues, experts hope the case serves as a reminder that leaving a relationship should also include planning for personal safety. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Coming up, BPL slapped with a fine. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and everybody watching from Nassau. Tonight, we welcome a star. So please join me in welcoming the barbecue rap star, star of the show!
KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Welcome back to The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Across the islands, MOET is helping Bahamians take control of their future through the Post Office Savings Bank. It's simple, reliable, and designed for everyone, no matter which island you call home.
The
post office isn't just for mail. It's also home to a hidden gem called the Savings Bank. With just $3.15, you can make a huge difference towards your future finances. Come, let me show you how it works. Saving doesn't have to be complicated. From first-time savers to parents planning ahead, the Post Office Savings Bank has been helping Bahamians put a little aside, safely, securely, and close to home.
The Post Office Savings Bank is a thrift bank established by the Bahamas government to assist all Bahamians to save.
Opening an account is easy, and the bank is designed for everyone, no matter your goals. An upcoming trip, school expenses, or just a little peace of mind.
It's completely free to save with us. There are no fees attached to your accounts. There's no service fee, no VAT fee, and no withdrawal fee. Plus, our interest is unbeatable. 5% on all of our accounts. We are also located at every family island where our post office is.
No complications, no hidden fees. Just a simple, reliable way to save at your pace wherever you are.
You just have to be a Bahamian citizen or a Bahamian resident. All you need is a passport, voter's card, or driver's license, and an NIV, and a minimum of $3 to open an account. We offer 3 different types of accounts: organizational, which is a non-profit, individual account, and joint account.
I'm Erin Scavella, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Small steps today can turn into big savings tomorrow. Start saving, start simple, and start right where you are.
You're looking at a shot there of the Donald Davis Junior High School on Wilton Street, and that shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Shane Gibson. Welcome back. The jobless rate remains unchanged, coming in at 8.8% in the third quarter and 8.7% in the fourth quarter. Employment, however, increased by 3,450, increasing that number to more than 226,000 by the end of 2025. Now, those are the latest stats from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute Labor Force Survey, which largely attributes the labor force's expansion to an increase in female participation, while the number of discouraged workers declined. BNSI officials report the strongest job growth was recorded among craft and trades workers, plant and machine operators, and in the community, social and personal services sector. Bahamas Power and Light Company officials forced to cough up over $29,000 after being fined by the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, or IRCA, for failing to report major electricity outages within the time frame required under its operating license. IRCA confirms BPL breached its reporting obligations following a series of outages at Abaco and the Abaco Keys between November and December 2025, as well as on Crooked Island last October. Penalty enforcement and collection have been suspended for 12 months, giving BPL an opportunity to demonstrate compliance with its reporting requirements. IRCA says the decision underscores the importance of timely outage reporting to protect consumers and monitor the reliability of the country's electricity supply. Well, BPL has responded and has reviewed and strengthened its internal reporting procedures, increased management oversight, consistency, accuracy, and timeliness of regulatory submissions. BPL has also requested that IRCA convene a joint reporting workshop involving all electricity providers operating regulated by IRCA. Also making news tonight, more than 700 unregulated structures constructed in mainly shanty towns have been demolished as part of an ongoing zero-tolerance campaign. And according to Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, these efforts will continue.
Within the next 2 weeks, you'll see some demolition, and then notices will be served on Andros and Abaco. Andros and Eleuthero. Notices have been served in the capital. During the month of July, we'll be serving notices in some family islands. They are tailored to go to Eleuthero and Andros in the month of July to serve notices, because we have the 30-day notice before, and after that, you can demo. So we've served in New Providence some up to 8 months prior to now. I think it might be 3 shanty towns that we've served on already.
From Parliament, Minister of State for Immigration and Golden Isles MP, the Honourable Darren Pickstock, revealing that since the speech from the throne was delivered 1 month ago, the Immigration Department has already begun consultation on 3 major policy initiatives. Among them, introducing daily overstay fines for persons who unlawfully remain in the country beyond their authorized time of stay, while strengthening enforcement of re-entry bans.
The department will establish a national biometric immigration system featuring overstay alerts, biometric e-gates, and enhanced fraud detection capabilities. This initiative will bring the Bahamas in line with international best practices while improving border security and efficiency. Thirdly, Madam Speaker, the department will establish an immigration fraud intelligence unit dedicated to investigating and prosecuting immigration fraud. This specialized unit will help safeguard the integrity of our immigration system and ensure that those who seek to circumvent our laws are held accountable.
State Minister Pickstock also revealing that due to immigration's zero-tolerance approach, more than 350 individuals have been deported and over 285 persons prosecuted for immigration-related offenses. Also during Monday evening's House session, Labor Minister the Honourable P.O. Glover Rowles sought to clear up any misunderstanding about pension payouts being delayed. Her comments coming as a Long Island MP, Dr. Andre Rollins, raised concern that pensioners had been turned away from a financial institution which alleged their funds had not been sent there. Minister Glover Rowles says while the government has no control over when the funds are released by financial institutions, she is unequivocal that pensioners have been paid.
What I said is that today pensioners were on the line of a local respected credit union, and they were told by the credit union's manager that the pensions that they were in line to receive have not yet hit their accounts, and they were frustrated.
If they haven't verified, maybe they haven't been paid. But you're saying that that particular institution has told them that the funds haven't hit their accounts yet. All postings have been done. Some postings may have hit accounts, some may not. But this is not a matter of widespread pensioners have not been paid. I just want to put that on the record.
Before Monday evening's House of Assembly proceedings ended, House Speaker the Honourable Patricia DeVoe named the members of the Budget and Management Committee. They are the members of Parliament for St. Barnabas, Foxhill, Pine Ridge, Freetown, and St. Anne's. Parliamentarians are now on their traditional summer break. The House of Assembly has been adjourned to Wednesday, September 16th at 10 a.m.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
See the legacy we trust. Oh, the water is our lifeline, and the future flows to us. From the pine barrens to the ocean, in the sun and in the dust, we are building for tomorrow, and the future flows to us. Yeah, yeah. Yes, the future flows to us.
The Water and Sewage Corporation, celebrating 50 years of nation building.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Baked sandwich?
I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's Pepper Jack cheese.
I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? You haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Paging Royson and Marlena, what you got for us today in Access Now? Hello.
We got a lot coming up tonight. We got culture, rhythm, dance, something that can't stop you from moving on Bay. All things Junkanoo related tonight in Lyle Maycock. I call him Mr. Features himself. We'll do that later tonight.
Oh, yes.
Lots of color.
I feel like culture always has a big impact on people. And then speaking of impact, our guest tonight is going to be talking all about the Women of Impact Awards that are coming up later this year and how you can make sure you get the women in your life nominated. I think there's a myriad of categories that you can have people nominated for. Yes. Music, business, public service. There's something for everyone.
Absolutely.
Stay with us. So you can make sure the women in your life are properly recognized.
Well, you heard it. Something for everyone coming up in Access Now. For now, stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues after this.
The tastiest thing about soccer is sharing it with the whole team, just like the new Ready for Soccer. A delicious lineup of 16 slices and 4 flavor sections. Perfect for sharing from start to finish, even beyond the 90 minutes. Get your team together and dig in, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Here are a few things that you can add to your hurricane kit to give it a much-needed upgrade. Portable power banks, solar chargers, solar-powered radios, and similar items. While you're at it, make sure you're stocked up on the regulars, battery-operated radio and flashlight, additional batteries, a comprehensive first aid kit, along with 2 weeks of medication. Be sure to add life vests for family members and a toolkit. There should be 1 gallon of water per day for each member of your family and non-perishable food. Be sure to secure important documents like banking and insurance information and government-issued identification. And pay close attention to the ZNS network for all your weather updates. If this seems like a lot, think of it as survival through preparation. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
There does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Have you ever wondered what's driving up your electricity bill? The answer could be hidden in the way your home or business uses energy. Let's take a closer look at how Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited is preparing its energy audit team to help consumers better understand their energy use.
Today we started our Energy Efficiency Auditor course, which is an initiative led by the Ministry of Energy in order to upskill some of our staff who will be then sent out into businesses in the community to do energy audits on their homes. This, again, is part of the overall transformation of energy throughout the Bahamas, where we're upgrading the generation plants, we're also upgrading the T&D systems. But on the customer service side, we want to reach out to the customers and ensure that they are using energy, they're conserving energy, and so we're able to provide exactly what they need.
That investment in training and certification strengthens the department's ability to provide consumers with informed energy assessments.
The team can identify inefficient equipment usage or processes and implement changes that reduce energy consumption.
The work isn't just happening in the classroom. The team has already been out in the field conducting energy audits, and they've uncovered some common habits that could be driving up electricity bills.
Taking up the temperature of your air condition to 2 degrees makes a difference because your compressor works less hard.
And lighting really stood out because the lighting plays a big factor in energy consumption. The proper lighting in the home will really drop your energy bill.
There are times when person's water heater was burst and leaking, they were not aware. And all they knew was they got high bills. They never knew why the bills were high.
We're all feeling the summer heat. And for many of us, that means using more electricity just to stay cool. That's why Bahamas Power and Light's Energy Audit Team is here to help consumers power their homes and businesses more efficiently.
A move to make healthcare more accessible for healthcare providers.
Plus, hundreds of jobs up for grabs thanks to a major expansion underway for Great Stirrup Cay. Those details straight ahead.
Also, just ahead of Independence Day, we take a closer look at the greatest show on earth.
And your Access Now Total Sports Report is coming up.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening on this Throwback Tuesday. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Now, Hollywood has given space quite a bit of a reputation. If it's not a predatory alien life form or some sort of superhero arriving from another planet, it's an asteroid that's sort of like impacting us on Earth.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Doom, right? Okay.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Red Cape?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. But today is International Asteroid Day, a United Nations observance dedicated to curiosity, science, and better understanding the universe around us. The good news is that the vast majority of objects that enter the Earth's atmosphere burn up long before they ever reach the ground.
Which is probably for the best. I think as much as we enjoy a good story, I think that's best saved for the big green screens.
Leave it to Smallville.
Yeah. Absolutely. And with that said, let's dive right into the news. For more than 3 decades, the Maya Rassin Scholarship Foundation has helped open doors for hundreds of outstanding Bahamian students. This year, Doctors Hospital is expanding that legacy, pairing its investment in education with a new commitment to the educators who help shape them.
Accessible and affordable health care in the Bahamas for decades has been a vexing issue. That's why officials of the Mayor Rassin Scholarship Foundation is launching the Educators Advantage program for the teachers who train our newest doctors.
A program is really just about providing access to health care and reducing some of the barriers that educators may face as it relates to receiving health care.
One of the key benefits of the Educators Program is that despite whatever insurances and access to additional health care they have, they can ensure access to quality service with no out-of-pocket.
Doctors Hospital Chief Executive Officer Dennis DeVoe says the focus is on making sure healthcare providers are able to receive the care they give.
And so we thought it timely and fitting to commit to make healthcare more accessible and more affordable by looking tangibly at some of the barriers that exist. And specifically, we mean co-payments and co-insurance. And how do we come to terms with that in the context of improved accessibility and affordability?
From investing in educators to investing in students, Doctors Hospital is playing a dual role today, launching its Educators Advantage program while also recognizing future leaders at the Mayor Rassin Foundation Scholarship Reception. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
Thanks, Shaquille. Well, speaking of opportunities, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings is looking to hire hundreds of Bahamians as it continues a major expansion of its private island destination, Great Stirrup Cay. Job seekers filled the Department of Labor on Carmichael Road today to apply for positions in hospitality, guest services, security, maintenance, landscaping, and food and beverage operations. The recruitment drive comes as the company prepares to unveil major new attractions on the island, including a water park, expanded pool areas, and new guest guest amenities, a move expected to create even more employment opportunities for Bahamians. The recruitment tour continues in Andros later this week as the company expands its search for workers across the country. This job seeker says she was eager to take advantage of the opportunity.
This is actually amazing because I didn't know that the Department of Labor did events like this. Now I know that if you are unemployed, you can come to them for assistance. They will be able to like check your resume and put in stuff for the industry so you could be, I guess, allotted to jobs that are well suited for your skill set. But to know that they were offering a job fair was definitely an interesting find. So once I saw it, I jumped at the opportunity.
So great to hear. Meanwhile, for many Bahamians, Junkanoo is the sound of goatskin drums, the flash of colorful costumes, and the excitement, of course, on Bay Street. But at one downtown Nassau organization, the focus isn't just on how Junkanoo looks, it's on the history and identity behind it. Our Lyle Maycock has this story tonight.
Before the costumes, before the drums, before Bay Street comes alive, there's a story many Bahamians never learn. At EduCulture, children are discovering that Junkanoo is more than a parade. Through hands-on lessons, music, and art, they're learning how a tradition rooted in resilience grew into one of the country's strongest symbols of national identity. Director of EduCulture Bahamas Limited, Arlene Nash Ferguson, says that history is at the heart of everything they teach.
The underpinning is the story of Junkanoo, the fact that it started as resistance to slavery on this side of the Atlantic, and the fact that we should be proud of it because it speaks to our power, our strength, and our pride. That is what we want the children to understand beyond the superficial parade and competition.
Since opening its doors in 2000, EduCulture has welcomed thousands of school children, summer camps, and visitors using interactive workshops to bring that history to life. And of course, I couldn't leave without trying it for myself. After pasting crepe paper for the very first time, I quickly learned there's far more skill, patience, and craftsmanship behind every Junkanoo creation than most of us ever see on parade day.
We have to know from whence we came to be able to understand who we are, and then we move forward utilizing all of the power that is embedded in each and every one of us.
For founder Arlene Nash Ferguson, preserving Junkanoo isn't simply about keeping a tradition alive. It's about ensuring every new generation understands the meaning behind it.
That is exactly why we started EduCulture, so that our children can go beyond the party of the 3 days and understand the deeper significance of it.
And with independence just days away, the story and history of Junkanoo will continue to live on and inspire Bahamian tradition. And for my first time pasting, I think I did a pretty good job. Reporting for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Lyle Maycock.
Not too bad, Lyle. It looks pretty good to me. Still to come, we sit down with the founder of the Bahamas Women of Impact Awards, and the organization seeks to recognize impactful women.
And of course, our Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Cat Island, we've helped 17 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $360,000 in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Cat Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: agriculture, fuel, and fishing. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
I put
my foolish pride aside in acknowledgement of your goodness. Everything is the Lord's in the earth in its fullness.
It's MADIO Mario, and I'm inviting you to tune into Entertainment Fridays on the Bahamas Tonight. Access now at 7:30 p.m. You miss it, you diss it.
To fall, but was caught before I fell. Was so hard-headed, too stubborn to ask for help.
That's the Bahamas Tonight. Access now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday, June 30th, and it's time for your Access Weather Forecast. Your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. We're officially 1 month into the Atlantic hurricane season with thankfully no tropical cyclone development recorded thus far. And our satellite picture shows lingering clouds from daytime heating, which should burn off a little later. Disorganized showers and thunderstorms north of Hispaniola and east of the Turks and Caicos associated with a low to mid-level trough will increase rain chances across the island chain over the weekend as it moves westward. Now, while we also have some disorganized showers and thunderstorms just off the United States southeast coast, which has a very low chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 7 days, and elsewhere in the tropics, once again, tropical cyclone development is not expected during the next 7 days. Now, looking at our 3-day boiling forecast, in the northwest and central Bahamas tonight and tomorrow, we'll get light and variable winds with seas at 1 to 3 feet, high tides at 9:13 this evening and again at 9:28 in the morning. In the southeast Bahamas, east to southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. Then on Thursday in the northwest Bahamas, light and variable winds once again, seas at 1 to 3 feet, a high tide at 10:08 in the morning, followed by a low tide at 4:06 that afternoon. In the central and southeast Bahamas on Thursday, southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. It's time now for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. International temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. But remember to join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
We were just saying, if you survive the heat and humidity in the Bahamas these last few days, you've done very, very well. Oh, yeah. Thanks so much, Diane. Meanwhile, the Bahamas Women of Impact Awards is more than an awards ceremony. It's a national platform that celebrates excellence, empowers women, and highlights the leaders whose influence continues to make a lasting impact throughout the country.
And here to tell us all about this year's event is founder of the Bahamas Women of Impact Awards Gala, April Holt-Smith. Thank you so much for joining us on Access Now.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Now, I just had a little quick skim of some of the categories that are available, but can you tell everyone just how many categories, what are some of them that women can be nominated for?
It's actually about 30 categories. Wow. So you have tourism, you have business, education, makeup artists, hairstylists, government officials, community leaders. So it's a lot of different categories that the women can be nominated for.
I feel like some of them, it's also a range of occupations that are often overlooked when it comes to award recognition on such a large scale like that. So I think that's really
great. With that many categories, more women who are making an impact every day can be recognized.
Yes, and they can nominate as many women if they would like in different categories. They just have to do different forms.
Right.
So they can just keep nominating.
I was just going to ask you about how does the submission and selection process work? So how do they do that?
Once they're going to be on Monday, they're going to be able to go to the website, my website, which is www.thewiyp.com, and the form will be there, and they can, submit a nomination. The nominations will end on August 31st, and we will have a judging system in the U.S. that will judge, because I want to make it fair to all of the women. I don't want no one to know them and say, well, I want them to win. So I want it to be fair to all of the women.
This is an autonomous, independent process then.
Yes.
Very fair.
Yes. Yes, very independent.
Now, let's say they've made it past that judging process. What can people expect at the gala itself?
Oh, it's going to be great. The finalists, everyone will know that they've been nominated. But the two finalists will come to the gala. And neither one will know which one won, so it's going to be a surprise.
It's almost like that pageant moment where they're holding hands on stage.
Yeah, so they'll know. So we're going to make it similar to the Oscars, you know, an award show where they can feel, I want them to feel important and know that they are important.
Well, this is such an incredible organization, but what made you decide to found this organization, and how can more people get involved in assisting the work?
Well, I have a love and a passion for the Bahamas. A lot of people think that I'm Bahamian, but I'm not. I'm from the U.S., but I just love the Bahamas. Yes, because you said it. I love the Bahamas, so if they want to get involved, they can email us at bahamaswomenimpact@gmail.com, or they can call me on WhatsApp 404-740-5454.
Right, and you said the submissions open Monday?
Yes.
And they close August 31st?
August 31st.
All right, get those submissions in, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All the best with the gala.
Absolutely.
And you heard it here. Yes, make sure you nominate your people. Stay with us. Sports with Hanchel Knowles is up right after this break.
Thank you.
The plan that I tested was the Plus plan. That plan would have had the 35 gigabytes of data. When I first heard about the plan, I thought it was a wow buy because I know it definitely spoke about your data balances. I know it talked about when you travel with roaming and other things, and then no bill shock. That part of it was a wow for me. So I was like, maybe this plan is too good to be true. But it's not. I think it really catered to all of the needs of the customer, and especially me. So I really liked it, first on and even when I tested it. I think customers would really appreciate the unlimited Facebook and WhatsApp features, where you don't have to worry about if I'm roaming or if something is going on and then the data running out. So because that was in a separate balance and plus it was unlimited, I definitely feel like that is going to be one of the major ones. So for me, the Plus plan was definitely a great one.
So you're planning to weather the storm at home. You've bypassed all the shelters, your preparation is complete, and so are your emergency kits. You're ready. But what happens if the storm changes direction and it's a direct hit? What's your evacuation plan? If you don't have one, make one. And remember, take into account the location of your house, whether it's near beaches, canals, or it sits in a flood-prone area, and be realistic about the evacuation plan. Plan what to take. In its simplest form, take only what you cannot afford to lose. Have a go bag ready and a discussion beforehand what bag contents should consist of, like toiletries, medication, change of clothing, and important documents in a waterproof folder. Take inventory of your home, pictures included. Make sure your vehicle has a full tank of gas. Decide your destination and the best route. If you can't get out, find safety in the highest level of your home. And as always, be sure to pay close attention to the ZNS network for weather updates. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Hanchel Knowles, topping sports for the Bahamas men's national basketball team. The road to LA 2028 making a pit stop here at home as they're set to host both Jamaica and Puerto Rico beginning on Friday at the Kendall Geologic Gymnasium, inside the latest window of the FIBA AmeriCup qualifiers. But before then, the team wrapping up their training camp over in Coral Gables, Florida, at the University of Miami basketball facility this week. The squad, a mix of a number of our top professional players, including our NBA stars, as well as overseas pros and a few collegiate standouts as well. National team mainstay Junkanoo Burrows lets us know how the practice sessions have been going.
One of the best camps we've ever had. Got guys in here on Friday. We really started working collectively and individually. And, you know, build it up to the scrimmage against the University of Miami today, where we really got some good footage. Of course, the coaches can go back. We can continue to clean up the mistakes and build on the good stuff, man, and just continue to build chemistry and put this team together.
Assistant coach for this window, Nishad Maki, speaking on the importance of continuity and chemistry for the team.
It's all part of the work that we've put in, building great relationships with one another, and just the continuity moving forward. We understand the goal and the objective is to get to the next level.
Again, tip-off for the first game is slated for 8 p.m. on Friday against Jamaica at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. So if you haven't done so, make sure to secure tickets to help give Team Bahamas the home court advantage. So in hoops, the 31st annual Peace on the Streets basketball tournament is set to start July 13th. And founder Dr. Carlos Reed expressing his excitement for the upcoming event as it serves as another opportunity to impact young men in creating alternative outlet to violence in the community as it teaches them to pick the ball up and put the guns down.
This means a lot to me because being a young man that came up through basketball, playing in park leagues, our desire was always to create an event that really celebrate young ballers, to give them an opportunity to showcase like their talents in an environment that is respected, so it means a lot, particularly putting on this event for the last 31 years.
And finally, in baseball news, he's enjoying perhaps the best season of his professional career up to this point. Our Swanson Gibson Jr. catching up with Chicago Cubs prospect B.J. Murray.
Bahamian minor leaguer B.J. Murray has been on an absolute offensive tear at the AAA level. During his 2026 campaign with the Iowa Cubs, Murray sits atop the batting average category in the International League, reaching and maintaining his position at the highly coveted 300 mark.
Been working very hard at baseball my whole life, really, and, just trying to learn something new every day and push myself to be better every day. I think the Cubs do a good job of, making a plan for you and trying to find out what would best benefit you. And I mean, it's up to you really to you get out what you put in, So I think the work you put in and if you apply yourself to the things that you need to get better at, I think that's important. And the Cubs good at picking the things that you should be better.
Since being drafted by the Cubs organization in 2021, Murray has climbed his way up the minor league ranks, picking up all-star selections and contributing to league championships. He discussed his mindset going into the next stretch of the season.
My mindset going into this next half of the season is the same. I got to get better every day. And I think we had some team success in the past. We won in 2022 and 2023, the minor league in high A we won, and then in AA we won, which is cool, just to be playing a little bit more baseball at the end of the season and playing for something meaningful.
This season, Murray has totaled 87 hits with 9 homers and 43 runs batted in, carrying great momentum as the regular season progresses. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
Thanks, Swanee, and that's all the time we have for you for sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
You're looking at a top shot of Mackey Street, and it's time now for your Family Island news. Let's go.
Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs says relief is on the way for Family Island residents, noting that recently development must reach every island. He says the people of the Family Islands deserve more than promises. They deserve results, modern infrastructure, reliable roads, resilient communities, and economic opportunities that are not confined to New Providence.
This government will devise an individual Family Island development plans that are structured and strategic, island by island, and where my ministry will assist to carry out that consultation into the settlements and turn those plans into real works on the ground.
He said for far too long the Southern Islands, or Southern and Central Islands, have felt forgotten, but he promised their critical needs will be promoted through the Family Island Act. I'm not sure that SOT will play, but if not, before we head out, we want to leave you with these images from the wedding ceremony of Bahamian entertainers Tanya Hanna and Pat Rabbing.
Now, Tanya is a Bahamian music icon, producer, songwriter, musician, and vocalist.
And Pat is a celebrated architect, singer, songwriter, and author.
And their story just proves that love wins once again.
Congratulations, of course, the newlyweds.
Indeed.
Amazing photos, and thanks for sharing those with us.
Now be sure to stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy, and I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Bahamas National Trust in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
For 60 years,
we have been here, the voice of the environment. Here, speaking up and for your national parks, all across the islands of this nation. The places God visits for vacation, spanning over 2.5 million acres of land and sea. How delighted then he must be to see a sea of pink, as flamingos mingle and haven like jingles play where queen counts still sleep. And if you listen, you can hear it. The words of gossiping parrots awaiting the diction of the day, all 365 of them, that's every day and every year, 15,000 children share in the beauty of this playground. Our name is yours. And we have been yours for years unnoticed. Don't forget us. Support us. Your national parks, the defenders of your environment. Join us. Remember, our cause is yours. The first land and sea park in the world is yours. Heritage. Here it is. When was the last time you gasped at our scenery, gotten lost in the depth of our reefs, or even awed at the green of the leaves of our trees? Don't hesitate to donate and volunteer. Don't hesitate to care. We are here for you. The Bahamas National Trust, BNT. 3 letters that spell out simply, perfectly, and undoubtedly that we are yours.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I am Howard Grant. It is wonderful to be with you. This is a beautiful Tuesday evening. Listen, tomorrow is the first day of July, the 7th month. I know a great deal of persons are looking for a great deal of things to happen. Happy birthday to you if you celebrated in June. Happy birthday for all those celebrating in July. It's hot, and we're talking a great deal of things, but there has been some social issues that continue to linger. Most recently this morning, we would have been able to see waking up to information coming out of the west of Nassau with persons who've passed away on the heels of the mishap that happened over the weekend, being able to see 5 persons passed away. These and other social raising issues that we continue to be able to look at. You know, we're looking for a voice that is steady, that is consistent in being able to talk about these things, an advocate who's been fighting in these particular instances for a very long time. And I thought to reach out, even as we're going through these things, to being able to speak to a voice, none other than the Right Honorable Bishop Walter Hanchel. I know that you know him from the Great Commission. He's been wonderful in those particular years. I want to be able to introduce him. Thank you so much for being able to sit with us, Bishop. It is wonderful to have you with us. Listen, introduce yourself to the persons who may not know you. I know everybody in the country should know you.
Good evening. So good to be here.
It's so good to have you.
Howard.
It's so good to have you, Bishop.
Help me, Howard.
Okay. It's good to have you, Bishop. Bishop, there has been a lot that has been going on. I know that in your capacity as the Bahamas College of Bishops, in your capacity as the head of Great Commission, in your capacity as bishop, and being able to always, for the more than 40 years, being at the forefront of what's been happening from a spiritual standpoint in this country. Talk to me about what do you make of what you're seeing right now?
Well, first of all, let me extend my condolences to the family of those young ladies that lost their lives on Saturday night. You mentioned 5, but it's actually 6 now, because I'm advised that early today another one passed away.
Oh my God.
So it's really disheartening, and it's very difficult what the families are going through now. I'd like to tell them to just, I'd like to encourage them to just hang on there. Only time will heal this. Words cannot express what you're going through, but we'll be praying for you. And I pray God that our country would join with them. And I was so happy to see some of our political leaders on the Bahamas Christian Council extending condolences to the family. And the whole nation is mourning the loss of those precious lives.
You know, it's been a very hard thing to be able to see that. I always look at these things not necessarily from a carnal perspective and just being able to see lives lost, but I always try to be able to go back and travel through and look at biblical indications of what was happening and then ask the question with introspection. What have we done? Where are we going wrong? Have we stepped off the path? How do we realign ourselves? What are you saying to us right now, dear Father, so we can be able to get into this space that you call us to be in? Talk to me about it, Bishop.
Well, these are the last days that we're living in, and a lot of things are happening, signs of the end times manifesting every day. A lot of times things are happening around the world, and people don't know because they don't know the scripture. They've not studied end times, which what we call eschatology. They've not taken the time to study it. And I believe we've reached a time now where even our pastors, our preachers need to study this topic and warn their people, teach their people. But very seldom do we hear messages on end time matters. And but we need to bring it back to the surface, and we need to teach our people what is happening, and not to scare them, but to warn them and to prepare them for what's ahead, because we are in the last days right now.
Yeah, I know that a lot of persons would have been able to say that, and we've heard that for a very long time, but you know, as we look at our society now, I think even those who may not necessarily be believers, those who may be faint or distant in their belief, can be able to testify that we can see that this is winding up.
All the signs are there.
We can see that this is winding up, right?
Yes.
But I want to talk about that. Should we, in our posture, being able to see this, throw our hands up and, you know, retreat to the idea that it is what it is? Or do we still have some semblance, some level, some position, some responsibility and control of, let's take, for instance, lawlessness, the culture of lawlessness that exists in our particular country, this kind of dismissiveness, this approach that young and old and all those particular, in the last days, he would be able to give them over to this kind of reprobate mind. Is this particular thing that we're seeing, do we give up on this, or do we still, in our conviction and position, take control where we know we have?
It's still happening, and one of the major signs of the end times is the spirit of deception. We see that everywhere. People are being deceived, even in the church, with, of course, false teachings and false prophets, and these things are all in the scriptures. And matter of fact, it's the very first sign that Jesus gave us when he warned us in Matthew chapter 24, and when he made us aware of what would happen in the last days, and he gave all of the details. But before we go any further into this, I would like to just take 1 minute and commend the governing party on their hard-fought victory a month ago. And I would like to ask the Bahamian people to let's stand behind our government, and let's help them to be successful. We have some good leaders, and I don't believe in me as a man of God being actively involved in frontline politics. No, that's not where a man of God should be. But we are still humans, we are still citizens, and I would like to encourage everybody to let's support our government, and let's do whatever we can. I'm calling on religious leaders, civic leaders, let's all come together and let's see if we can bring some resolution to some of the social issues that we are faced with. And there are many. And but some people expect for the government and the politicians to do it all. They cannot. They cannot. They need the help of all of the parties concerned, all of the social partners need to get involved, and that's what I'm praying for a spirit of unity, where we can sit down at the table, have some town meetings or some seminars and conferences, and discuss all of these social issues that are plaguing the country. And of course, one of them is lawlessness. I traveled recently to America. When I came back home, the first thing I saw was these young fellas in these motorbikes prancing, and they call it popping, and not stopping on any red lights. And I said, well, how could we allow all of this lawlessness? We have laws, and as simple as that is, and they have no fear of the police. I don't know if the reason why the police would not stop them or deal with them. There might be some reasoning behind that, but I think we need to take a grip of the spirit of lawlessness that's over the nation right now, Howard. And me for one, I'm just tired of seeing it. And I think we need to go back to where we had respect, law, order, peacefulness in our neighborhoods. But everything has changed. The Bahamas has changed. And we have a generation now that I don't think they fear God. We have people who I don't believe they spend any time around church. An entire generation. They grow up without knowing God. No Sunday school. They know no scriptures. Christian values, no, they don't know it. But we expect them to do better. So we have actually, in a way, we've lost a portion of our young people. And the person to blame is not them, it's the parents. And so we can't undo that, but we could put some programs in place that could try to recoup, to salvage some of those young persons. But in order for us to do that, we're going to have to establish some laws and enforce those laws to make sure that there are penalties, there are consequences when you break those laws. For example, every day, practically, you could hear about a young child, a child 12, 13, 14, being sexually abused. Every day, it's in the media, every day, and it bothers me. And I've learned a long time ago that anytime something really bothers you, then you are called to fix it. Don't complain, don't criticize. Complaining don't help anything. We must do something about it. If we see things that are out, that are wrong, that need fixing, and we complain and do nothing, we are part of the problem. But if we decide that we're going to try to figure out how we could better this situation, how we could change this, how we could transform some lives, then we're on the right track. And I'm a person, I believe that we ought to take the time to think it out. I'm a thinker. Think it out, come up with some solutions and some recommendations, and then deal with it. Now, with regards to the sexual predators that are molesting our boys and girls, our children, I believe that we need tougher laws.
What about the sex registry? What is the sexual act registry to be able to identify the pedophiles in our society?
I support that. I support the sexual registry. I know there are some factors that do not, but I personally, I do support.
You believe that in a 21/7 in a small country like this, whoever those predators are, we should know them?
It's very necessary, in my view. Somebody might have a different
What about mom of them who's been cloaking your perverted uncle for a very long time and just saying the best that we could do is, well, child, don't let the children go around, Junior. What about those things?
Wherever the chip falls,
let it deal with it.
Yes, sir, no matter who it is. See, justice is blind. Justice don't care who you are. Right is right and wrong is wrong. We live in an age where people are calling good evil and evil good. I see it all around every day. And we need to fix that. We need men, we need some Marcus Garvey, some Malcolm X's, some men who are willing to stand up and
Ain't nobody
fight.
willing to get assassinated, Bishop?
No, we willing to be, that's what we need. If we're going to take the country to the next level, somebody has to sacrifice.
Be content and comfortable. Bishop, when we come back, I got to be able to take this quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you about these particular things. You started to be able to congratulate the government and their position and being able to get behind them and all of us supporting them. I love that. I love this sort of an idea, but we're still carrying a tone of politics. I want to know from you, how do we approach being able to wind up and cast a vision? And what are those things that should be on that vision for us to be able to do? Let's take a quick break, guys. Going to take a quick break. This is The Rundown. Going to be right back after this.
Here are a few things that you can add to your hurricane kit to give it a much-needed upgrade. Portable power banks, solar chargers, solar-powered radios, and similar items. While you're at it, make sure you're stocked up on the regulars, battery-operated radio and flashlight, additional batteries, a comprehensive first aid kit, along with 2 weeks of medication. Be sure to add life vests for family members and a toolkit. There should be 1 gallon of water per day for each member of your family and non-perishable food. Be sure to secure important documents like banking and insurance information and government-issued identification. And pay close attention to the ZNS network for all your weather updates. If this seems like a lot, think of it as survival through preparation. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
I will be bringing you some of the greatest sporting events on the planet of Earth. Football, basketball, baseball, track and field, NASCAR race, bike week, and oh yeah, the Battle of the Bands. Some of the greatest high school marching bands on the planet of Earth.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Long Island, we've helped 77 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $1.9 million in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Long Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: fishing, transportation, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC, Bahamas.
We are back. This is The Rundown. I'm Howard Grant, here joined by none other than the great, the illustrious, the Right Honorable Bishop Walter Hanchel. You'd have been hearing about him no matter where you are in this country, as far south as Inagua, all the way up to Bimini, to Abaco, wherever you are. I know you would have heard about the Great Commission and the service that he's been rendering over the years consistently and being able to help those persons impoverished in our inner city areas. Bishop Hanchel, I want to thank you so much for being able to join us. When we left off, we started to talk about something. At the beginning, you wanted to talk about this sort of a congratulatory posture and being able to congratulate the government for what they've done, their victory over a month ago, and really being able to identify those things. I want to talk to you about the political winding up. We're not here to talk about politics, but it's important that we understand that there must be a shift in tone. I don't know if we heard a specific shift in tone from those that oppose more specifically, and understanding that we're in a different dispensation, the politics time is over, it's time for the country to heal, it's time for us to move forward. Let's talk about the vision of where we're going to go, and even if you oppose a particular a vision that's cast, then you should cast a new vision. Talk to me about it, Bishop.
Well, all of the politicking is over now. It's time to govern. The ruling party has a responsibility to govern. We've elected them to govern, and I believe that they will have opposition. Of course, that's a part of the governance process. Mm-hmm. But the country must move forward. So, again, I'm asking all politicians to let's give the government a chance to achieve some of its goals. We've all heard the speech from the throne, and some very good proposals were in that. And let's give them a chance. And we are called to pray for those in authority. So let's pray for them and let's believe God for the best. And if things doesn't work out the way we expect, then we have a right to complain, to criticize. You know, everybody have freedom of speech, you know, so, and we are all free moral agents. And nobody should be afraid to speak out on any issue if they feel that right is not being done. They have a right to speak out. I will speak out against any evil that I see in society, fearing no man, because I fear God only. And right is right and wrong is wrong. And I believe in giving everybody an opportunity. And it is my view that the PLP government will do a good job for the next 5 years if we give them a chance. Now, I know there's a lot of opposition and, you know, it's a lot of politics involved, but let's give them an opportunity to serve. And let's pray and hope that everything goes well.
Bishop, I want to talk to you about this when you say pray and hope. You know, we understand that faith without works is still dead. I know that there needs to be an effort to being able to ensure that these things happen. But I want to talk to you about something about this concept about free and moral agents and the freedom of being able to make a choice and decisions. Before we left off, we started to talk about younger persons not necessarily being able to understand the rule of law, not accepting the law, not accepting these particular positions. You start to talk about how they're detached from the church and detached from these particular things and really been able to place a great deal of the load of their actions or lack thereof in terms of their alignment in society. You've placed that at the feet of their parents. I want to talk about this kind of a moral action and understanding the responsibility of the church. Historically, as a pillar in this society, that what appears to be a diminished or eroded position over the course of the last generation. Talk to me about it.
That's a good observation, Howard. I believe also that the church, I didn't put everything at the feet of the parents. I believe, and to be quite honest, to be quite frank, I believe that the church itself has dropped the ball for the last generation. When I got saved 44 years ago, the church was different than it is now. You know, there was a lot of the church believed then on going out and evangelizing and missions and street meetings and all that. We did all of that. And but there's been a shift over the years. There's been a shifting, and we shifted from that mindset to just doing church in the walls, and you know, holding conferences and seminars and not going after the lost. And when people do make efforts to reach some of the persons that don't come to church, they just invite them to church. You know, a person who's not spiritual, they're not into church, you invite them to come to your church, they're not coming. You know, we got to go back to the Word, go back to what the Bible calls the Great Commission, where Christ commanded the church, every believer, to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Now, we have fallen down with that. When I say we, I'm talking about in general, not me. From I came into Christ, I've been on the ground. We call it boots on the ground. We've evangelized every single neighborhood in New Providence, every single one. The only place we didn't go was gated communities because there were restrictions. But everywhere else, out east, out west, the inner cities, we've been in every neighborhood for years, on the ground, winning souls. We won so many souls that some of these persons that we won to Christ, we saw the transformation. Some of them became deacons and ministers and pastors and evangelists, these very same people. Then we went from island to island, Great Commission ministries, for years, from island to island, taking missionary teams, sometimes up to 20, 30 people, going into every settlement, going into meeting the people where they at, holding street meetings and rallies, and preaching the gospel and winning souls to Christ. We've done that, and we're still doing it, and we never will stop. You know, we have a mission team getting ready to go to Grand Bahama very soon. And we did a major mission in Eleuthera recently. So that is what the church should do. You may say, am I boasting? I'm boasting in the Lord. Every church is supposed to be saying what I'm saying right now. We should be going.
But as the body of Christ, Bishop,
in general, we have not.
As the collective body of Christ here with the representation here in the earth and in the Bahamas, if you represent the right arm, you got to work in tandem with the left, the foot, the arm, and so we don't see this from all ministries. One of the things you said that people are going after the lost. It's time for us to be able to go after the lost. There are persons who are watching us right now and said that the only thing that a great deal of pastors and other persons of the cloth would do is go after the lost revenue, to be able to ensure that we could capture that and be able to make some things happen.
Well, to some extent, there is some truth in that. And those who do that are on the wrong side of the law as far as God is concerned.
Okay.
That's not our mission. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, not money. And there are so many persons in the church, including some pastors, who got distracted with mammon. And we need to refocus and get back into the Word, preaching the Word, and going after souls.
Bishop, you get heavy now. You say they get distracted by mammon. The Word of God says you got to choose between God and mammon.
Well,
if they're going after mammon, that's the choice.
I'm trying to be decent. I'm trying to be diplomatic and decent. These are my colleagues, and it's not my job to pull them down.
I understand, Bishop.
Yes.
I understand.
But the truth is, some of us have dropped the ball. And, of course, we look at pastors. Pastors are not perfect.
How do we, the congregation, how do we, the proverbial sheep, how do we, the lost, identify and be able to differentiate between those with a genuine heart and the desire to lead us on the path that God has called us to, and those who are gifted to be able to speak in tongues, to speak and to preach, because the gift comes without repentance, but they don't necessarily have that kind of a transforming position to be able to pull us into Christ. We can say, Lord, Lord, and you never knew. I don't want to be a part of that I never knew you, but I've been getting to your church, you never know Christ. I'm right here with you. How do we now separate ourselves to find ourselves in the position to know that this is where the Father has called us to be?
The truth is, in the Bahamas, we have some of the finest pastors anywhere. I've traveled the world. When I say finest pastors, I mean pastors who, men of integrity, men who sacrifice, men who serve unconditionally. And they have been laboring for years. We have some of the best preachers in the Bahamas. You don't need to bring over preachers for anything. Some of the best preachers are right here in this country. And as I say that, the truth is there are one or two that are not up to par.
Okay.
But I mean,
I don't want you to step on nobody's feet. We just talking generally.
Generally. That doesn't take anything from the ones who are doing good.
But
that's a vast majority.
The difficulty that we have is that we don't want, the Lord will leave the 99 and go after the one. The one, the distant one who travels to those churches, and there looms a cloud of pedophilia over the church. But you're speaking something that I never hear because I got itchy ears and I didn't get sanctified unto these particular things. Now I'm captured and enamored by what you're saying, and boom, we fall in these traps. Most recently, we would have been able to see men of the cloth fall in these particular categories. We ain't got to call no names. But being able to identify that, Bishop, I'm asking for those persons who may be naive, without word, without mama and papa to be able to lead you in a particular way. This has been a generation of people that is lost in this country, Bishop. How do we now recapture their minds, hearts, and imagination and point them in the direction of Christ?
Yeah, with regards to sexual abuse, in particular, sexual abuse of our children, our boys, our little girls, it is on the rise. Every single day, you can hear some report in the news about a child being molested or somebody being charged before the courts with sexual abuse of a child. Howard, there's only one way. There's only one solution for that. And I'm not just talking about for the preachers. I'm talking about for everybody, including the preachers. As a matter of fact, I'm one who believes that a preacher should get double whatever penalty everybody else get, should get double that, because the preacher know better. But everybody who molests a child, the pedophile, the perverts, the sickos, every last one of them need to be sentenced much harsher than what they're getting, much more time. And I believe that anybody who molests a child should receive corporal punishment. And I don't take that back. I believe this strongly. If you molest a child, you should not only go to prison, but you should be caned. Some people are calling for the cat o' nine tails. Some are calling for castration. But we don't have to go to that extent. But I believe, my personal view, and I stand alone with this, is that person, whoever it is, no matter what position you're in, whether you're a preacher, politician, businessman, whoever you are, family, I believe you should be punished much harsher than what you're getting right now. I really believe that. And that's the only way we're going to bring this madness to an end. I am just tired of seeing our children's lives being destroyed every single day. It breaks my heart when I turn on the radio and hear this news every day about these children being molested. Young children. I heard about the little boy as young as 6 years old. My God, how could you be? That's a pervert. That person is not.
Well, Bishop, a lot of persons are listening right now. Most recently, we would have read in the news with a 91-year-old woman who has been molested and ravaged in that particular capacity. Most recently, and today, we would have read the local dailies and being able to identify that a 20-year-old, who's now 23 years old, would have received 11 years for a relationship, in his mind, that he was having with a 12-year-old who got pregnant at 13. And now he's going to be serving 11 years in a Majesty's prison.
Okay, that's my point. That's my point. The sentence, these light sentences.
11 years is a light sentence, Bishop?
Okay, let me prove it to you. This is what Jesus said. Jesus said, woe to him who molests a child. He says, better for a millstone to be tied around your neck and you be thrown in the bottom of the sea. You know what that is? That's death. As far as God is concerned, when you destroy a child's life, you're supposed to die. That's what that means. That's the interpretation. Okay? If somebody put a big stone around your neck and throw you in the sea, you can drown, you can die. Nobody will see you, nobody will ever see you again. So why are we giving these offenders these light sentences, 10 years, 11 years? They need at least 30 years and some corporal punishment for them to change. And that will certainly be a deterrent for others who are doing this. In order for us to change this, we have to make the hard decisions. But we're having a problem in this regards with the courts because everything is being influenced by outside forces. We got the United Nations on the one hand fighting against corporal punishment, fighting against capital punishment. And these things are on our books, Howard. This is something that should be practiced. A sovereign nation should be able to enforce its own laws. But it doesn't happen in the Bahamas.
So the sovereignty that we speak of is identified as self-independence or self-governance, not necessarily the transparent level of sovereignty that we would have known or seen around the world. Because when we find ourselves in this position, Bishop, and you would know this, and we make a determination that we'd like to be able to extend the death penalty, the Privy Council steps in, or there's an opportunity to be able to step to this particular capacity. These persons are separate and apart, they don't live in this culture, they don't understand these particular things, and we keep going to these things. So that's another conversation that we got to be able to dive into.
Well,
Bishop, I'm enjoying this conversation.
The matter with capital punishment and the Privy Council not allowing capital punishment to happen in the Bahamas, it's not their fault. It's not the Privy Council's fault. The Privy Council can only act on our laws, our Constitution. So if they really want to fix that, if they really want to make sure that capital punishment is carried out, then they have to pass legislation where the Privy Council cannot come back and say, bring up things like the worst of the worst. Mm-hmm. What's the worst of the worst? Yeah, every life has the same value.
Every time I see it, it's the worst of the worst.
It's a cop-out, and when they talk, and then they can never define what the worst of the worst is. And there's never the worst of the worst. Yeah. So the truth is, I don't think our political leaders from both sides of the divide are serious about enforcing capital punishment. Mm-hmm. But if I was the Prime Minister, I would. Mm-hmm. The murder rate would reduce, the crime rate would reduce, because I would put some stiff penalties on these.
Well, the stiffest you could get is the gallows.
I'll give you some more on top of that.
What else you can do?
Corporal punishment. Okay, let me make a case in point. There was a young man 30 years ago who was in and out of prison, just keep reoffending, and he wouldn't change. A magistrate got tired of seeing him and told him to give him 3 strokes when he entered and 3 strokes when he left. Mm-hmm. Guess what? He never went back again. Mm-hmm. Okay? These things work. Mm-hmm. Just look at the Bible. The Bible says you spare the rod,
spoil the child.
No, it didn't say that.
Let me hear it now, Bishop.
It says spare the rod, hate the child.
Hate the child.
Spoil is not there. We invented that word.
We invented spoil.
Spare the rod.
Hate the child.
You hate the child. You don't spoil them. You hate them.
Well,
that's what the Bible says.
Let me take this quick break. When we get back, we can talk a little bit more about transformation and get to a position of solution for a great deal of these issues that are here. We're talking with none other than Bishop Walter Hanchel. Going to be right back after this.
Let's swim, Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim, Bahamas. Water safety rule number 1. Never swim alone. Go with a friend.
Let's swim, Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends, came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exumo. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because with your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God. Believe you will overcome.
Let's swim, Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim, Bahamas. Water safety rule number 5. Never push anyone into the pool or off of a dock.
Let's swim, Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
bring you some of the greatest sporting events on the planet of Earth. Football, basketball, baseball, track and field, NASCAR race, bike week, and oh yeah, the Battle of the Bands. Some of the greatest high school marching bands on the planet of Earth.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Howard Grant. This is The Rundown, being able to have great conversations with you. Always happy that you're here with us on this beautiful evening, Tuesday evening, being able to talk about where we are. I'm sitting with none other than the Right Honorable Bishop Walter Hanchel, being able to talk to us about a great deal of things that's happening in the country. Very strong opinions and positions about what should happen, being able to talk about corporal punishment, being able to say that we got to enforce these things right down to the letter, identifying those particular things. And I want to say to Bishop Hanchel, I think a lot of the issues that stem from this lack, this dissidence, this sort of a distant approach for being able to get back into the presence of God and being able to acknowledge who He is and identifying our responsibility for being able to serve and move in that direction is because the overwhelming sense of poverty and homelessness that exist in our society. Most recently, we would have been able to hear Barbara Cartwright being able to talk about poverty and homelessness. We've seen this administration, over the course of the last administration, be able to feed over 1 million children every morning breakfast. You, every Thursday, continue to be able to feed people for, what, 40 years now? How long you been feeding people?
Every what?
Every Thursday.
Every day.
You feed people every day. Bishop, Thursdays, I see the people line up. I thought it was only Thursday.
No.
Every day?
Come on, you know better than that. This is what we do.
Thursday, I see a bulk of people out there.
No, every day we feed. And Great Commission Ministries, we are called to do this. We do what the Lord. This is our mission, our assignment.
Bishop, I didn't know you was feeding people every day.
Every day.
Now, you know, I would swing by you every so often, drop off some things. I would also go by, I haven't been by Bishop Lawrence Road in a while, but I know both of you have really been tackling this for a long time. Talk to me about poverty and homelessness, especially in the inner city.
Well, I'm on the ground. I walk the neighborhoods consistently. And I know what is happening. I see the pain, the suffering firsthand. I go into people's homes. Sometimes I go look in their fridge, look in their.
You're deep in people's house.
Oh yeah, I see what's happening. I see the condition that they're living in. Some things that are happening right now in our country should never be happening.
No toilets.
At this point.
2026, no toilets in certain places.
Outside toilet, right? And you go into the prison, slop buckets. What kind of country are you running? Come on, man. 53 years after independence, we still have outside toilet, we still get slop buckets. Something is wrong with that. Our people, regardless of whether it's a criminal or an ordinary citizen, you have to live in dignity if you're gonna try to transform them. They have to live in dignity. There's no excuse for that. And those things, they should be outlawed. Any government that served in the last 53 years and did not outlaw these things, they failed in that regard. They've done some good things otherwise, but in that regard, that's failure.
You could tell me, because you'd remember better than me, as the head of the Citizen Security Justice Program, I could remember the inception or the introduction of the Minister of National Security being able to go and speak and commission a new division at the prison, right? Her Majesty's Royal Prison, and say that they're supposed to be able to do some stuff around there.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, okay,
yeah.
good.
Listen to me. I commend, first of all, I commend our new Minister of Social Service, Senator Barbara Cartwright, for the fact that she made people aware of the level of homelessness that's in the country, in particular in New Providence. We get calls every single day. A day don't pass when somebody don't call us or somebody don't refer somebody to us for for shelter, because of homelessness. We operate shelters for men, women, and children. And we've been doing this now for 39 years, almost 40 years, every day. And the truth is, everybody knows about Great Commission feeding program, and we do have one of the largest and most consistent and one of the longest feeding programs in the country. We feed every day an average of 600 persons
a day,
a hot every day. That's like 3 banquets, a hot, balanced, tasty meal. And people line up for that because
600 people a day, Bishop.
Every day. We've been doing it for years.
If it's $10 a person, $6,000 a day.
Every single day.
$6,000 a day, Bishop.
We have a full staff that take time and we prepare that meal.
Bishop.
We make sure that they have a good meal. And
I'm overwhelmed. I can't take it.
And we send, just stop by and see.
But you know, I've been there many times. I'm saying to you, I didn't know it was 600 people a day.
Yes, well, it's out there. People know. Most people know. And the crowds are there. And so we do that. But we get some support from the government for that. But we nowhere near what we need. But we have a serious homeless problem in the country. And our shelters are always filled with people, women who are living in their vehicles. Maybe a little small Japanese car with no, they get a little small back trunk, they get all their clothes in the back trunk, their children in the back seat, and they live out of the car sometimes for up to a week before they could find somewhere to stay. And when they come to us, we have to put them in our shelter. And if the shelter is full, we try to put them in a hotel because we want to get people off the street. But it's a serious problem that the country is facing, homelessness. I'm so happy that Senator Cartwright opened the eyes of the Bahamian people and let us know what is happening. But now that we all know, we got to fix it.
There has been a lot of conversation over the past 7 years or so, coming out of Grand Bahama with the persons living on the beach. Until most recently, I would have been able to engage a few persons locally. And they start to tell me about, Howard, if you go down to Goodman Bay around 5, 6 o'clock, you'll see a lot of persons pulling up to Goodman Bay.
People live on the beach.
They're living on the beach.
Not just out west, even on the eastern end of the island.
They're living on the beach.
They're living on the beach. They're living in public spaces.
Yeah.
They have nowhere to be. But let me tell you, there are 2 types of
homelessness. I can't believe this, by the way.
There are 2 types of homelessness in the Bahamas right now. Number one is the person who fell into hard times and couldn't pay their rent and got evicted. That's a homeless person. Then we have a new breed of homeless person on the street that live on the street. They never live in a home. They've been on the street for 10, some 15 years, some 20 years, living on the street under the sun, living like an animal. Nowhere to lay their heads. Wherever they fall asleep, that's home. And so many people are like that, and that population has increased. And I noticed that a lot of these people are now having mental issues, mental problems. But the thing about that is so painful is that these people are being neglected, being rejected by the government and the church. All of us are guilty. They're right there suffering. And I remember when they had a cold front a couple of months ago, 3-4 months ago. It was so cold, man.
Give out blankets.
We ran and give out blankets. But, I remember. But my point is, these people had nowhere to go. And all that weather that dropped to almost 40 degrees, people were just in the open, shivering. And there was not one shelter that you could go to. We couldn't take them in our shelter because our shelters were full. I'm talking about street people. So what we decided to do, Great Commission, we are now looking for a building that we could renovate, and we could take street people and put them in that building, someplace for them to sleep. They can get a meal, they can get some rest, and the next day they can go about their business.
Has the cost of living cost us, Bishop?
Well,
has the high cost of living that had continued to be able to rise, we see gas almost $8 in some place rising, even though you've seen reduction on VAT and food items, it seems simultaneously the food going up. The VAT going down, but the food going up.
The high cost of living for years has been a major setback to the Bahamian people, major. I did some research, and I wanted to find out how we stand compared to other nations in terms of the cost of living. And every site I went on that dealt with it, the Bahamas was in the top 10 for the highest cost of living in the world. And in some cases, in the top 5. I couldn't believe it. But it is so difficult to live in this country because of the prices of food, medicine, services, rent. Everything is just double everywhere else, triple everywhere else. And I'm so happy I heard the Prime Minister mention today that he's going to work on reducing the cost of living for Bahamians. And I wish him good success with that, because I don't know how much more people can take. People, you go in the food store. I remember one time, because I love shopping in the food store. Mm-hmm. When I go in the food store, I remember a couple of years back, $100, he gave me 2-3 bags full of groceries, you know, my trolley almost full. Now, $100 just give me a little plastic bag, a couple of fruit and a couple of other items.
And $100 include the bag you had to buy. You had to buy that bag.
You got to bring your own bag. So it's really hard what we're going through. Poverty has increased, and I need the government to do some statistics, to do some surveys and give us an up-to-date reports on homelessness and on poverty, so that we can plan properly, so that we can know exactly what is happening in our country. But the average Bahamian is really hurting. That is the gospel truth.
It's heavy when you say that, and you talk about the average Bahamian. These last few minutes, I want to be able to kind of wrap this up. There is still people being able to run towards our shores and run towards these particular things. Maybe they ain't going to the websites that you've gone to, and be able to identify that the Bahamas cost of living is top 5, top 10 globally. And there's still brothers and sisters from the South finding their way here as illegal migrants, as unregistered persons. There is a terminology that Louis them uses. Louis, forgive me if I use the proper terminology, but we're talking about this kind of an illegal migration and being able to come to our space and not properly documented and living here. And a lot of them, for all intents and purposes, from observation, because we don't know, you know, the intimacy of these particular things. But a lot of persons, from all intents and purposes, if you keep coming here, you must be living good. What is the contrast when it comes to illegal immigration? What is the contrast that we see in those particular areas, Bishop?
Well, because of the level of immigrants that come to the Bahamas, legal and illegal, because of the amount of immigrants that enter our shores, that use our services, that go into, that have jobs that Bahamians could do. Mm-hmm. Because it is so high, it is now impacting negatively the Bahamian. Mm-hmm. Now, I have nothing against somebody coming to the Bahamas legally and getting a job and getting regularized and getting papers, getting work permit, etc. I have no problem with that, once you come the right way. But the truth of the matter is, we have so many persons that are undocumented. I believe in the thousands. And I see them, as I walk through the streets over the hill, almost every house is owned by a foreigner, by an immigrant. Almost every home. And we wonder what's happening to the Bahamas.
The Bahamians can't afford homes.
It seems as though the Bahamians are now being outnumbered. Mm-hmm. That's how it seems, and that's why I believe we need a census. We need an up-to-date census so we can know exactly who's in this country. And when we do the census, everybody needs to be counted. Everybody, wherever they are. And if you find them, wherever they are, count them.
So they must go back to Bethlehem to do the census. Wherever you get to go.
They got to
do your census like this.
Do it correctly.
But let us be clear, after we do the census and we realize whatever the numbers are and the ratio that exists, then what? What are we going to do then, Bishop? There got to be a solution to this.
I have a plan that I'm going to share with you very soon, and I'll share it with the media, that could reduce immigration, illegal immigration, drastically within a 6 month to 1 year period.
Now,
drastically.
We heard a politician talk about a plan also, but it had to do with spay and neutering, and we thought that was horrible.
No, sir. It's not,
talk to me, Bishop.
It has nothing to do with that. I don't want to give the details here because I don't have enough time, but it will transform this country. It would make every single person in the Bahamas accountable. And it's a very simple process, you know. Everybody in the Bahamas, I'll just share it in a nutshell. Everybody in this country should have a card. Everybody should have a card, an ID card. Bahamians can have their national identification card, right? Foreigners can get somebody who's here legally can get what we call a green card. That means they're legal, they have a work permit, they're moving towards residency, perhaps permanent residency. That's good. They get a green card. Those persons who are applying, who don't have that card, but they are here applying, well, we give them a yellow card. They're in the process. They get a yellow card, okay? They're in the system. Anybody else...
Red card. Tell them stop.
Anybody else with no card, we passed a law to ask the Immigration Department, under police, under Defense Force, to round them up. The only one thing they have to do, show your card.
And where you put these people, Bishop?
Show you.
Bishop, where you can put these people. In the United States of America, Trump tried this particular concept. The concept had to do with creating a space where they call an alligator alley. They created this big space. They put them all over. They reach out to the Bahamas and say, will you take some of these people? The Bahamas rejected. They reach out to other places. Will you take some of these people? Thousands and thousands of people.
Whichever country they're from, you repatriate them, you deport them, you send them back home.
Some of these countries don't want these people.
That's their citizens. That's their citizens. They have to take them. And if they send Bahamians, if they deport a Bahamian to the Bahamas has to take them as a citizen. They have to take them.
Bishop,
it's a simple resolution.
This was a robust, rousing conversation this evening. I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to speak with you. I don't want you to be a stranger. I got to come look for you. And we got to be able to talk a little bit more about these things. I enjoyed this, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Bishop Walter Hanchel being able to speak with us this evening. I want to thank him and thank all of you for being able to tune in with us this evening. That does it for us here at The Rundown. Be sure you stay locked into ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast of the country with the latest in news and information with Corville Pyfrom. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm Howard Grant. Thanks so much for joining.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
So you're planning to weather the storm at home. You've bypassed all the shelters. Your preparation is complete, and so are your emergency kits. You're ready. But what happens if the storm changes direction and it's a direct hit? What's your evacuation plan? If you don't have one, make one. And remember, take into account the location of your house, whether it's near beaches, canals, or it sits in a flood-prone area, and be realistic about the evacuation plan. Plan what to take. In its simplest form, take only what you cannot afford to lose. Have a go bag ready and a discussion beforehand what bag contents should consist of, like toiletries, medication, change of clothing, and important documents in a waterproof folder. Take inventory of your home, pictures included. Make sure your vehicle has a full tank of gas. Decide your destination and the best route. If you can't get out, find safety in the highest level of your home. And as always, be sure to pay close attention to the ZNS network for weather updates. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.